it is reborn, man. I'm just gonna say it's just reborn, man. What is Gucci, Mano Cheese? Welcome to the Half Court Podcast. Give everybody that's been listening or watching our podcast, big shout out to you guys.
Me everywhere we reppin' half court. You know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. What is Gucci, Mano Cheese? Welcome to the Half Court Podcast. I'm Darwin. We got the photographer AV behind the camera, and today we got two special guests. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name's Claribel Garcia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rodolfo Roman.
Okay, so your camera's going to be this one, so if y'all want to, doesn't matter what camera you look at, but just regular conversation. So
Unless you want to be dramatic and be like,
look at the audience and stuff. But,
okay, where we go?
Let's get this popping. Tell us what you guys do, and let's just go from there, man.
You want me to start? Okay. I own bomb.com meal prep. I also am opening up, kind of did like a soft opening type thing for our birreria El Güero. And then I also just work out and post my workouts and,
Into fitness, okay.
Fitness, yeah. Well, I do a couple things. I do work in insurance, and I'm also a notary, and I also have a wedding business where I'm able to perform civil weddings for other people. Yeah.
All right.
That's what I do.
So let's get to you first, and then we'll just go from there. Claribel.
you said you do what with weddings? I'm sorry.
I do civil weddings.
Oh, so you marry people?
Yeah, I marry people. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm able to do that. And help Claribel on my free times.
All the time.
Y'all are best friends, right?
Yes. Ma'am.
Okay.
Sir.
So you're into fitness. You have the meal prep. I've been seeing that. So talk to us about that and how that kind of works.
Well, it works if you work.
Why you even got started with it? Like, why are you even doing it?
I actually started about a month before I was going to have my son. And I started because I just didn't want to go back to work. I knew that it was getting time to, give birth, and prior to all of this, I'm an accountant, so I do accounting stuff. I actually enjoyed that. But so again,
did we talk about this the other day that we needed an accountant?
There you go.
Okay, that's tight.
Yeah. So I've done that in the past, and I do it now for my businesses. So that's kind of a plus. But so I was getting ready to go into labor, and I was like, I don't want to go back to work. I've always wanted to actually start a business. I went to college for a bit, actually, for business entrepreneurship, and didn't even get my AA, but, I have some, I kind of had knowledge about it already. So I always knew I wanted to have a business, and I thought this was just, a great opportunity for me to get started, really.
To get started, yeah.
And so I did, and, it just, every week, it just kept growing, and I got, a lot of good feedback. So I just kept doing it, and, and kind of kept getting excited. And here we are today, 2 years later, and
so you deep down
great.
Always knew you were like, I'm the entrepreneur, like I want to do something.
Oh yeah, okay. I knew I was going to do something. I just didn't know what.
Okay, and then you found it with fitness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Fitness.
So why the passion for fitness?
Fitness, I feel like we all go through things in life, and that was kind of my getaway. I started working out, and then I started, incorporating the eating, and I just started seeing results, and it was all, I feel like I would literally go to the gym and just, put all my pain into my workout. Whatever I would
life changing.
Yes, yeah, that's what it is for me, and I enjoy it. It's like I tell him all the time. Every time I'm in there, I go do what I gotta do, and doesn't really matter how I feel. Just do it and get out, and I'm done.
That's the cool thing about working out. It doesn't matter what mood you're in. I feel like it's a plus. If you're mad, you just
Yeah, I
kill the
actually
shit,
want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know the feeling,
And,
but
Yeah.
The fitness side with you, how'd you get into it? Because I know you were chubby like a couple years ago.
I was like 200 pounds when I started. But honestly, like she says, I was going through a period of my time where it was like a lot of depression for me, and that was my way out. I started with Zumba, and I seen my ex's sister, and she was losing weight also, and I liked the class. I went, I checked it out, and that's where it all started there at Zumba. Then I started getting different goals, and I just started incorporating into like the gym, and I went to CrossFit, and I just started trying a lot of other things, but it was mainly because of that. But it was because of my depression and stuff that actually got me started. And it was very fun.
You guys been friends for years now, or?
No, we've known each other for years, but we actually didn't become really close
he
until a few
actually
moments.
didn't like me when we first met.
I didn't, but that was just my perspective
I
of
just
how
found
I
out.
seen things at that time.
So based
But
on
she knows.
From the outside in, you're like, I don't like her.
No, it was
was
just
that
Oh
kind
certain
of
yeah,
things.
there was
yeah.
a lot of like
Rodolfo's
talking
vocal
shit.
too. He'll tell
That's what I'm
bitches
saying.
when you don't like her.
No, he didn't tell me.
I tried,
He
but
told
I
other
wouldn't tell.
people.
It's because I didn't know her, you know what I mean?
But-
And maybe I judged her a little bit too soon, but sometimes
malo que es
it's que sí, you know, es que a veces, you know, people, I don't know. But she knows it, and obviously, you know, but right now we have a great friendship, and I think that counts more than anything else, you know. I just judged her, I think, a little bit too soon.
We still bump heads.
Yeah, we
obviously.
do. But I mean, we know how to work it out between me and her.
Yeah, y'all don't let that affect y'all's relationship.
No, because that happened so years ago. To be
Yeah.
honest, it was when I was like maybe.
He was
what-
toxic.
I was very
No, I'm just
toxic.
kidding.
I was maybe how old was I? Maybe like 18, maybe younger than that, a little bit older than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
How old
Around
are
there.
y'all right now?
I'm 25.
25,
I'm 28.
28. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a different.
And then you
age
said
gap.
you also get people married. Mm-hmm. How many people have you gotten married so far?
Off my top of my head, I don't know. It hasn't been that many. I think it's been like maybe 5 or 6 weddings that I have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had barely started going off of it last year after my mom's wedding. Because that's why I initially got when I got ordained, I got it because my mom was getting married and I wanted to be
Be
able
that
to
person.
perform that ceremony. But then she ended up getting married through the church, and the pastor was like, "Well, he can't do it. I'm gonna marry you through all the laws." And I was like, "All right, cool, you know." So I had this,
whatever.
certificate, this ordainship, that I had already gotten, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with it? It could have just stayed there, but I just decided not to, and I was
Take
like, well, let's
advantage
just
of
take
it.
a leap, and let's see where it goes. And I've been very grateful to the people who have given me the opportunity, and I just continue to get more, and I'm liking where it's going, and see hopefully where we can go in the future with it. But right now it's been fun. Every wedding is different. The emotion is very different, and that's what I like, and it's different. And
Yeah, you don't know what to expect.
I
Yeah.
don't know what to expect. I mean, I meet with the couples beforehand, so I have an understanding. But what they have planned and stuff, sometimes it's
And the
it's
day of
surprising
is
for
just
me.
so much shit going on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're all stressed
emotions
out.
are
Yeah.
high.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm trying to bring something different to where they don't have to feel that way. But I mean, it's just as things keep progressing. A donde llega esto,
Yeah.
with the
Oh
weddings.
yeah.
So do you guys talk to each other a lot about your businesses and stuff?
We do all the time.
Oh my god.
We do. Our car rides from the gym to the gym are usually our therapy sessions that we have.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So right now you are an entrepreneur full time, or you have a side hustle as far as a job?
I'd say full time. I don't do anything else besides what I said.
Okay.
I just have the meal preps on,
And how does that work? Do you make this meal, or do you?
I started actually just meal prepping for my sister, really. And then again, I asked her to start helping me. So then it became like a sister thing. I always told her I wanted her to join me, like a partnership type business, which is happening now. She's helped me throughout this entire, the 2 years that I've been in business with my meal prep. So she's kind of a face of my company as well. But I also had to have my dad start helping me, my mom, and my little brother. and my
It's
baby
getting that
daddy.
It's
You
getting
had a
that
whole
busy.
line going on
Yes.
Saturday, huh? With the tacos and stuff, or
For the birreria?
Yeah.
On Friday
Friday,
night.
okay.
Yeah, that was wild. I still don't believe it, but it did happen. I seen videos.
how many orders would you say you put out?
It's okay. You guys said it was open, so it was probably maybe like 40 orders. It wasn't even that many orders, but people were ordering 30 tacos, like 6 orders of the special that we had going on, and I was like, "Excuse me."
Are you gonna do a special
crazy.
again, or are you gonna kind of back off and be like, "Nah, I need to"?
No. We are gonna do. We're still gonna do the special. I don't feel like that's really what held us.
It was just so many people ordering
Big orders.
big orders at one time that
Yeah.
it
That
was,
was he wasn't expecting it.
No,
Yeah.
that
No,
was it was
not
such a
expecting it at
great
all.
experience though. To be honest, like when we
See
seen everybody pulling up,
When
and
we
then-
pulled up and people were already there,
yeah, I got a little bit more of what
I started
what
shaking
it was.
because
That's what
I
I
honestly
see. Like
got
people
nervous.
fuck with y'all. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, she cooks very good. Like I wouldn't, you know what I mean, be out there supporting her if I didn't believe that, and if I didn't believe in her food. But because she really does cook really good. Those birria tacos, when we were out there in that taco truck, you could smell it. I promise you. When we
He
opened
kept
the
telling
olla,
me.
I'm like,
He
this
kept telling
smells
me,
good.
Oh my god, Amiga,
And-
it smells so good. I was like, it's just cooking, bro. Like,
But it was good
relax.
to me. It's good, you know. And
Yeah.
I seen the excitement on people's face, man. And when I had to go out there and be like, "Hey, there's no more," people were mad. Some people were disappointed. But it was like, "Hey, this is what it is." You know what I mean? And that was a very, very humbling and great experience to have
Yes,
witnessed
it
with
really
her.
was.
It was
see,
really
that's
fun.
nuts because we were talking about it yesterday. Because the slaughter, he did that on like Tuesday or something,
Uh-huh.
and same shit. So
Yeah.
I was like, why are people tripping? You could literally do that. Like a different person could do it every day,
Correct.
and they would be booming if they're
Mhm.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, for
it's just
sure.
if they're good, man, and it's just the work that you put into it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I mean that
See,
day
I
was
mean-
crazy.
Yeah, it's like I tell him. I mean, I first tried these tacos in Cali. I went and I tried them out there, and I was like, oh my god. And I like a challenge, and I like to cook. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, how do we make this? What ingredients do I like kind of know are in this for sure? And and kind of worked to make our recipe. And it was actually me and my mom who created that recipe. She, added some stuff, and I was like, no, we can take that out. I didn't like it, so it's not like it was our first time making it. No, we tried to, what I'm going to try to say is perfectify, because I'm just that type of person that I just like to make things, like the best. I've always
what you're saying is you did it over and over and over until
Oh,
it
yeah.
tasted it how you wanted it.
And then we had our tasters over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the fun part. I get to try all the food.
Nice.
Yeah, and we finally got it, and I was like, okay, because I had announced this business back in October of last year, but I had that plan. I went to Cali September, and I just kept eating those tacos at different spots, and I was like, okay, no, I had my favorites, and then I had like what I was like, nah.
Yeah.
But I kind of brought that experience back, and I was like, people here need this, I could make it. So that's how that started.
So
That's
the
dope.
cooking, your mom is the one that got you into it, or how'd you get?
Oh my god! And I was like, I'm gonna talk about this story because, to me, my mom is a great cook. Like to me, we all say our moms are the best, which I'm sure all of our moms cook
Like when you
delicious.
taste the rice, it's like, it don't taste like my mom's.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, everybody enjoys my mom's food. Like, I've never heard anything bad said about my mom's food. So, but I was like 12 when I started getting into like wanting to be in the kitchen with her as she's cooking dinner. She didn't want me there. Like, she was like, "Te estás estorbando," like.
Because you would be in there trying to learn? Is that what it was? Or trying to just like
because I wasn't. She
get the
thinks
feel of
that
it?
she likes. My mom likes to do things, fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
She don't got time to be teaching you nothing, and that's just kind of, I guess, how she's seen me. But my dad also cooks really good, so he's a lot more patient than my mom is. So it's kind of like he taught me how to make this like ground beef plate that we grew up eating and love, and till this day, we still eat it, and it's delicious. But he gave me like his secret ingredients and things like that, and then I would just make it all the time, and it was so good. So I feel like my dad they kind of both taught me. Like now my mom's like cool, like she'll like share stuff, and like I'm older, and so we kind of get along. But we do bump heads a lot. But both my parents really taught me, or I feel like the passion was already there.
Yeah.
And it's like I just opened and
I feel
got
like
a little
now,
of both.
yeah.
And now I feel like I have my own recipes that I'm
it's
gonna one day pass on.
To find people that, ladies that know how to cook good. Like nowadays, you don't see that. I don't know. You just don't see it. But so you're like.
I keep seeing that, but I'm just like, you can learn.
Exactly. It's like
watch some YouTube videos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Some people,
You should make
some
YouTube
people
videos.
have it, and I've gotten that, and I feel like I need to find a balance in my life to
Like,
be able to do that,
it's
because that's
hard.
very
Yeah.
time consuming.
Yep.
Breakfast for dummies.
And like I told you, I'm the type that takes forever on something because I work on it so much.
to perfect it.
Yes, I know it's not going to be perfect, obviously, but I try.
Until you get it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So going back to the fitness, you be doing like workouts and you be posting it. So what's the purpose of that?
I feel like that's really to help, because there was a time where I was watching videos from other girls to help me learn how to do things, because I look at videos now from when I was like starting, and I'm just like, girl, you were all wrong. What were you doing and recording? But I am grateful for it, and I'm glad I did it because there's progress.
Right.
And I can go back and compare. So I always encourage people when they're working out or when they're trying to lose weight, to see how far you've come, because I honestly don't have that many pictures. I was the person that was not I guess embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like what I seen in the pictures. I would
Delete them.
not take pictures.
But you like to record videos,
when?
like back in the day when you said you look back and
No. Oh, no. That was like a long time ago. Like growing up.
yeah.
I feel like when I got out of high school, I was probably like the biggest that I ever was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how much I weighed at that time. I didn't even think about weight. Like I just didn't think about it. It wasn't a thing for me. But now that I look at pictures, the few that I do have, I was pretty big. And then now it's like, oh my God. But those, I don't have very many. Like I'll see other people that have, all these progress pictures, and I literally have like maybe 2 or 3 that I can use as a comparison, because that's all I can find.
Yeah.
So like I said, I encourage people to take a lot of pictures.
That way you keep up with the
Yes,
the
and you
progress.
can see
Yeah.
how far you've come and what you and your body were able to do. You know what I mean?
and with
I
pictures
enjoy
too,
it.
you're able to. I feel like it's better than weighing yourself, because
Yes.
with weighing yourself, that shit lies sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I
And you
always tell
shouldn't-
people
you shouldn't go
you
crazy.
shouldn't weigh yourself. I used to be the person that weighed myself every morning. I was killing myself, like with
It can
this
be a mental thing when
Would you say you were
Yeah.
obsessed with
Yeah.
all that?
Yes.
shit?
Oh my God, terribly.
Are you still-
Ask me how
are
much
you
I
still
weigh. I
obsessed?
haven't even weighed myself this year at all.
No, with the weight.
No,
The
I'm
weight
not.
can be a
I'm
mental
not.
thing. It can
I have
fuck
no
you.
idea.
What
how
about
much
you,
I weigh.
Rodolfo? Were
I
you
have no
obsessed
idea.
with it?
No, not really. No, because once I started with a bunch of cardio, so I seen in a month I was able to see the difference. But I also have coached, you know what I mean? I was coaching back like 2-3 years ago, and what we did was actually weigh the girls, but it was a competition thing. But what I always told my girls, I'm like, don't pay attention to this. You know what I mean? This is probably something just to keep you accountable. But don't pay attention to that scale. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Muscle grows. You never know
you
what's
feel.
causing it. Whatever you ate, I understand, but don't beat yourself up over that weight. And most of them did, which is understandable, But to me, I never went crazy over the weight stuff. No, and I don't
kinda
weigh
just-
myself to this day.
You just like incorporate it in your life and slowly.
Yeah, I don't weigh myself. Like last time I weighed myself was probably just like an in-body when we started before the corona, just to figure out where I was at, and I don't go back, and I just see results, and I'm happy with how I look. I'm happy with myself, and that's pretty much
Same.
it. That
Same.
counts,
Feel
man.
that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
I'm a hard gainer, so definitely don't look at the scale.
No.
I'm like, nah, it's just gonna mess me up. So I just go work out, feel good.
I mean, you gotta be real with yourself. If you know you're eating bad or you're out
Yeah.
making bad decisions with your nutrition, I mean, you obviously know it's gonna reflect on the scale. I'm just not gonna do that to myself. You know, I like to enjoy my pizza, my beers.
Right,
You
keep
know
a
what
balance.
I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Keep a balance because it's
Yeah.
like there's one misconception.
To each their own. You know what I mean? But to
Well, I
me,
think
that's what it is.
You still like, especially if you're working out. To me, it's like you could have your like pizza days, burger days, but have it in small portions. That's
Correct.
what I think is the good balance. You know, what is your guys' diet looking like? Do you guys actually do diets, or you just guys just eat and then
Well,
work it out at the gym, or what?
I don't consider mine a diet. I buy meal preps from her, and I'll eat it throughout the week. But I mean, we'll have our days where we go eat pizza after leg day, or you know, wings. You know, we can't sit here and lie to everybody.
Right,
like
right.
we don't,
You guys
we
are at
don't
the
diet.
point, you guys are at the point where you guys can have fun with it now.
Yeah,
Like, you
we
guys
do
are-
have fun with it.
I don't
though.
see it as having fun. I do it. I'm actually not on a diet either. I don't do diets. What I do is either I'm in a calorie surplus, which is what I'm currently doing, which is why I'm able to have pizza and wings because I feel like I need the calories.
Are you're lifting heavy and shit?
Yes, because I'm
Yeah.
currently bulking. But it's coming to an end here fairly quickly.
That sucks.
I know.
That sucks.
I
And
know.
I'm gonna
My
start
bulk started and
shredding.
ended. I'm still
And
on
then,
it,
you know, when you're shredding, you're in a calorie deficit. So
Yeah.
you're just, you know, that's what I do.
Okay.
And that's, you know, that's what I'm going to continue doing.
Do you do it by
Smart.
seasons? Like when winter comes, you're gonna bulk again.
I kind of just do it when I'm content with where my body's at. I don't do seasons. I feel like I've gained enough weight in the areas that I wanted to gain weight in. And now I can just kind of shred, you know, mainly for the midsection because that's kind of where everything goes. And, you know, well, I don't know, maybe to do that 2-3 months because I really don't like to. I feel like I lose weight fairly quickly. It's harder for me to actually gain weight. And yeah.
So this whole process, you've been trying to study your body and what's good, what's bad, what works, what
Yes,
doesn't.
yes.
Because that's how I
The
think that's the
metabolism
that's the
and
whole
all that
process
stuff,
of this
yeah.
fitness.
I feel
thing.
like you have to though. You have to know your body. You
Yeah.
know, like what do you mean? Like it reacts to certain things. And
right. So
weird.
like if you eat a lot of carbs, how does it react to it? Like I have a fast metabolism, so it doesn't matter what the
Correct.
hell I eat. I'm just shitting it. You know,
to-
it just goes
exactly.
right through.
You have
You know,
to. You have
I'm
to know
like,
yourself.
"Thanks."
man, it is. At first, I would like beat myself up because I wanted to gain weight, but then I'm like, man, I'm gonna get old eventually, and I'm gonna just start getting fatter, you know, whatever, you know. My
'cause you-
metabolism's gonna start slowing down, so I was like, I'm not gonna even worry about it at this point. I'm just gonna embrace it, you know, and that's
Life happened and you're like, fuck it.
yeah. You just have to, but
So from the time that you guys started working out to now, how many pounds have y'all lost, or how? Yeah.
Well,
What's the difference? What's the biggest difference? I would ask.
I think the last time it was like 40 pounds. I think that I had lost in general.
40 pounds.
Yeah, because I've maintained my weight. Like I don't go past like 188. Like I don't go past that.
How were
anymore.
you feeling before those? Before you lost those 40 pounds? That's the question.
Before I did lose those 40 pounds, I can tell you that I was very unhappy, very lazy, and very fat to me. You know what I mean? And once I lost all that, I don't know. Like it was very liberating to me to being able to have stuck with something like that. You know what I mean? And actually prove myself that I could do it. And that's where it continued to happen. To be honest,
so for you, would you say did like work in your opinion and based on the experience of losing that weight?
Well, see, I've done a couple of things, to be honest. When I started coaching, I was introduced to, what is it? Got up on my head. Self-development. That's what I was able to get myself into. I was able to, and I chose really the people that I had around me who was holding me accountable for the weight loss and everything. But I feel like the self-development is what helped me a lot, because once you do go through this weight journey, you can reach out to people, you can be around so many people, but at the end of the day, you have to know that you're gonna have to do this for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me. You know what I mean? I asked so many people, I got some great responses, but I'm like, this is what works for them, and that's all they can share with me. And I had to find it. You know, I had to find what I had to eat. I had to find motivation because I didn't have any. And I was like, how am I going to continue this? Because my biggest fear was walking into a gym by myself. You know what I mean? Until this day.
It can be intimidating.
Until this day, I really don't walk into a gym by myself. It's either with her or I'm with somebody. You know what I mean?
So if you that day don't have anybody, you don't
to
go?
work out. Yeah, I'll plug into different things though. Like I have a couple friends who also have nutrition clubs or workout classes, and I'll go do that.
So
but I won't go to the gym.
Is it because it's intimidating?
I'm not intimidated. It's just
you don't like just the vibe.
I just don't like being there by myself because I feel like I'm not doing stuff right. You know what I mean? So sometimes that's why she's there with me. I'll be like, hey, am I doing this right? You know what I mean? But it's not like intimidation from anybody or anything. Because when I go, literally, I'll put my headphones on and ignore pretty much anything else that's going on around me.
What about you? Or do you go by yourself?
Oh yeah.
From time to time?
I actually enjoy going by myself.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
feel like it's me time, and like I said, I don't like to go there and socialize. I like to go.
Oh, no. I
and
hate
put in
that. Oh, God.
I like to go and put in my work and get out.
As far as the gym, yeah, exactly. Like, I rather not know anybody. That's why I go sometimes to gyms that I don't know anybody because it's just in and out, work out. I don't want to talk to you, whatever,
You don't want to be
Yeah.
a dick. You're going to be like, oh, Darwin has a podcast now.
Oh, now
so
he
you
thinks
know
Hollywood and
what's up.
shit. Nah, it's not that. Like, when you see me at the gym, like, it's just I'm in and out. Like, that's why I
Yeah,
had to
and-
stop going to Vasa because it's like, shit.
You know everybody?
Yeah. Like, hey, what's up? And then just, yeah.
That's how I feel. When you're at the gym, like you can't say hi, but like having
That's
to
it.
stop to have a whole conversation.
I think it's
I'm
all
like,
about
man.
how you look at people, though, because if, like, I see you and I really don't want to talk, I'll probably just be like, hey, what up, bro? And then keep walking.
Or keep your headphones, or keep your headphones
Yeah,
on
what's
and
up,
you
bro?
Or
continue.
like,
Yeah.
you just keep
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
Bop.
Good seeing you, bud.
We're at the gym.
Yeah.
That's dope. As far as the workouts, like, what do you guys? You say you focus on like strength and you're trying to get stronger and bulk
Wait,
up
so
a
how
little
many?
bit.
You said 40 pounds and then you?
I don't
My
know.
bad.
I don't know how to answer that question because I feel like my weight fluctuated like since I started. I don't know. I want to say I don't even know how much I start.
Okay, so body fat, if that makes it easier.
From what I remember, my body fat was probably like at a 32. I don't remember when, but I remember that number. And then I've gotten down to 17.
Okay, well,
17% in body fat. So I mean, but that like it's fluctuated. I've gone up, I've gone down. So, but that's about my body fat percentage that I have record of at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever consider maybe like doing personal training at a certain point, or is that not your thing?
I have. We've actually talked about something that we've wanted to do together in the future, which is kind of open up a type of business because we have had people, that request that, and I've tried to make time for it. That's why this is one of the reasons why I do post my workouts, because I get people that actually want to see it, and it helps them. So I enjoy helping people wherever I can. I don't need to make money off of it. If I have time for it, I just say why not. I wish I had that when I was there, so I just do that. But
And that's cool that you incorporate it into your day, basically. So
yeah,
if somebody wants to literally do that same workout that you just posted, they could just fucking run
Yeah.
through it
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
I actually did want to become certified, but I just don't know if I would have the time because I feel like that's very time consuming.
Yeah.
I'd have to physically be there, and then doing this other stuff that I'm doing, it's like,
Well, I think it's the way, if you look at it, is like you can, with the personal trainer, you can be your own boss, so you can schedule maybe 2 clients per day,
Yeah,
1 hour
for
sessions.
For sure. But see, I was trying to do more like an online training type thing. I feel
Like a
like I would
course.
have, I feel like I would have a lot more, it'd be easier. I just send you
You
literally
prepare
everything
everything,
you
yeah,
need.
yeah,
Yeah.
based on what they need.
And I feel like I could help a lot more people that way. So that's something that I've wanted to do. But again, I want to focus on one thing, get it taken care of,
And then move to the next.
Move to the next, because there's a lot of things
Yeah.
that we
A lot
just
of
want to get
plan.
into. So
Yeah, and it can be if you start one and not finish to
but
get
it's
it.
all kind of related,
Yeah,
So
it all ties back into itself. But I mean, it's fun to just bring up new ideas, and we're
man,
just
I
like,
mean,
hey,
really,
we're
like
doing
if
this and that.
if you have a personal trainer, but you don't have somebody that can cook, that's a big part. So
then you buy my meal prep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you go to a place where it's both,
Y problema
you just,
resuelto.
boom.
The eating part I think is the hardest part when it comes to fitness, and you're like trying to lose
Definitely.
weight. That's the hardest part. Like just
I mean,
trying to understand.
Honestly, I didn't start seeing results until I started eating correctly. That's just what it is. It's actually more important to eat correctly, your nutrition.
Yeah, because you can have a killer.
Work out.
Yeah, you can have a killer workout, feel like, damn, I killed this shit. But if you went and just eat a full box of pizza, which is
you have to just discipline yourself there first.
On some
Yeah.
Planet Fitness shit.
Yeah.
I just feel like you have to set realistic goals when you first start, because I've had clients who were like, I want to lose 20 pounds, but yet they're not willing to sacrifice that pizza, those tacos, you know what I mean? That good food to switch on to healthier meals, or even try to learn how to cook. But a lot of people lose it with the cooking.
Anything.
Yeah,
I always
with the
tell him,
cooking.
I didn't give up anything. I just made it healthy. Like I would, buy like the wheat crust for the pizza, and then like organic marinara, and then like the healthier cheese, and just sprinkle some. I always feel like I kind of indulge a little bit, but I mean, it's still healthy. Like you know what I mean? It's not as satisfying as a greasy
one.
Empire.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about people who are first starting in their fitness journey. You know what I mean? And I mean, maybe
Like,
you were but you were
just
just probably a little bit more creative with what you were doing.
And I like to
I would
cook.
see that shit
So-
working at the gym. Like I'd see dudes that come in like every day for like 2 years, and they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because they're eating, they're working out, but they're eating the same.
Yeah.
And they're probably not, like I'm saying, they're the calories, they're just not eating enough, or they're eating too much.
Well, I think the question is, because we had a nutritionist here in the podcast, and I think one of his things is like ask your client or whoever, in this case is asking you guys that question. Like, what meals do you constantly eat during the week? And let's say they say maybe like I eat Chick-fil-A 3 times a week. Then you got to cut it to 1 if you're really trying to see an improvement. Like,
Right.
you can still eat it, but cut it to a smaller portion. I
Yeah.
think that's what it really comes down to, because you can still enjoy your meals. It's just in a smaller portion.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, man. It's hard to eat clean. It
is.
If you eat super clean, that shit is boring. You're always starving, and it's like
And I feel like you don't need to do that. I mean, unless you're doing competitions and
Or
you're
getting
actually
paid for that shit.
Like
Fuck
I just
that.
feel like it's more about creating a balance,
Right.
and you being content with yourself, and I mean that's really
So
what
what does
it's
your
about.
meal plan consist of for like a week, or how does it work?
That's a tricky question, I feel like, because everybody has different goals. So it just depends on how you want to customize your meal plan for that week. Like, do you want to provide your own breakfast, and then you just want to have lunch and dinner, and then you have snacks in between? Are you fasting? You just need 2 meals a day, and I mean, it just depends. I have people who buy 10 meals, and they'll just do lunch and dinner Monday through Friday. I don't know what they do for breakfast or for the weekend.
Yeah.
But then I have people that buy 20-something meals, and it's like that's all they do. Because I have people who are bodybuilding. I have people who are just trying to maintain their weight. People who are trying to lose weight. So then I have different options of protein and carbs, and it just depends
So basically,
on
when somebody
what your
wants
needs
to
are.
get your services, like they get with you, and then you talk about their goals and all that shit, and then that's how you.
Sometimes people normally just
or the website
tell me
gives you
what
that
they want.
that customization.
You can go on the website and just order however many meals you want, however many ounces you want or you're needing. I list out the calories on there,
That's convenient.
Yeah.
Just go on the website and say if you want like a
I
high
need 3
protein.
for the day.
Yeah, high protein. Let me get 3. You just order it, right? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty convenient. And you launched this website when?
what was it like? Was it 2 months ago?
So
I
it's
think so.
pretty new.
Fairly new.
So
Yeah.
before that,
Yes.
you were doing it just by
It was crazy how I was doing it before, and
Out the
don't
back.
miss it. Oh my god.
I feel like it's kind of like us with the shirts and shit. Godly,
shirts right
yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, like I was doing it like by paper. I would put everybody's order on my notes in my phone, and then I'd have to literally count. Okay, 3, 4, and add it all up, and that's how many chicken plates I had to make, and then how many ground beef plates I had to make, and then how many turkey or something that I had to make, and we got to the point where we were doing 750, almost 800 meals. Man, and counting, my sister was like, okay, we need a new way. And I was like, I know, I'm trying, I don't have time. Can you like help me with it? And she did. But so we finally found my friend. I don't know. I think she's wanting to start doing like web design. But Suli, hey girl.
Hey, Zuli.
She helped me with my website. She did great. Like she was also learning. But she handled everything. She was very detail oriented, very, she'll still message me and make sure that my website is going accordingly to what I wanted, to what my needs were. And it's been so much easier. Like, oh my God. Excel.
At least you didn't go through the hassle. Because doing the websites from scratch is a pain in the ass.
She was trying to teach me. She was like, we can learn
You were
together.
like, no.
I was like, no, girl.
I got you.
I was like, I'll pay you.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
she was like, okay, girl.
Teamwork. You gotta do it, man. You
Yeah,
can't do it all.
she's great though. She also has her and her man have their business, and they do like the woodwork.
Nice.
I'll see that she makes like customized things for homes, and then so
Yeah, they do a couple of
That's
things
she's
too.
great.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
He has a remodeling business too, I
Yes,
think.
yes,
Yeah,
they
so-
Got a lot of-
they're
Yeah, a
they're
couple of
they're
things
the
going.
Hustlers out
teamwork.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes
definitely.
the dream work.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
yeah, they're great.
They're great.
In times like this, it's like a lot of people are actually pushing towards doing their own shit, and that's amazing.
Yes,
It
it is.
It's a time.
It is.
You got social media.
And what's even more amazing to me is that people are supporting.
Right. Exactly.
I love that. Like to see people support other people that are trying to do something with their lives.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Shit, man. I'm not sure what else. So the Zumba, how would you say that? How were you able to switch from that to like lifting and all that shit? Because I see a lot of ladies and they'll go to Zumba religiously, but they can never transition out, man.
Well, see, to me, it was just I knew where I wanted to go, with my training. I was tired of too much cardio because I got way too skinny, man. I went from 200 to like 146 pounds, and I didn't want to be that skinny. I never did, but it was just from lack of knowledge that I needed to be lifting weights.
People started to be like, "What you on, bro?"
Yeah, right, exactly. And I was like, no, dude, that was way too much cardio, But I mean, some of the ladies that go there, to be honest, sometimes it's just, to get out of their house, probably to maintain or trying to lose weight. I can't speak for them,
Yeah.
but for me, I don't know. I just wanted to switch my training.
You knew
to
what
me.
you were doing it
'cause-
for, basically.
Yeah, I wanted to always build a little bit more muscle, and the goal was to lose weight. You know what I mean? And build muscle and see where it went. Because to be honest, when I started Zumba, I didn't even think I was gonna do it for more than the month that I did it. The way that I made myself do it was I joined their they call it reto. It's for a month. And you have to pay the whole month in advance, and you can't miss more than 1 day or 2 days out of the whole thing, because then you'll lose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, I got money involved in this. I'm gonna push for this. And after I started seeing the results, it was cool. I was like, I dropped like 10 pounds within the first month, and then I just kept on. But I switched from what did I do after Zumba? Did I start going to the gym? I feel like I started going to the gym, and then some way around the journey, I found myself at CrossFit. And CrossFit was one of the biggest push that I ever did, and that was thanks to my other best friend Perla. She got me going there, and
Perla was doing that shit pregnant.
she was doing it pregnant. Yeah, so I was like, she's doing it pregnant. There's no excuse for me not to join
Eddie's
her.
getting his ass beat, I think.
Oh God.
Perla was doing it pregnant, and I joined it when Perla was pregnant, and I would just see her push
CrossFit's
and
is some other
cross
shit. Like,
You guys
that's
didn't
like,
hurt yourself?
I didn't. Maybe just my knees was a little
Yeah.
bit not the same afterwards. But obviously, when you're doing stuff so quickly, the form isn't always gonna be there. Sometimes I was like, man, just
Fuck
fuck
it.
this.
Just get it.
Yeah,
Let's
because
just get
it
the
was
heart rate up.
so intense, man. But it was fun. It was a good experience too. Like, I mean, anything you do while you're keeping you active and in fitness,
You're gonna feel
it's-
good
you're gonna
afterwards.
feel good, man. But you just gotta push, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you guys want to take the next step? What is the next plan for you guys as far as business and entrepreneurship?
To me, right now, it's just growing within myself, you know, innerly, knowing where I want to go and really getting that path going, you know. I feel like I'm put on this earth for a little bit more than what I'm actually doing, and hopefully God has better plans for me. And it's just the inner work, to be honest, that I recommend a lot of people to work on.
Gotcha. Work on yourself. Pretty
Work
much.
on yourself, yeah. To reflect and, you know, keep your
Especially in
mind
times like-
decluttered.
yep.
You know what I
Especially in
mean? Keep
times like
yourself
this.
busy and but do the inner work. And there's a lot more to that than just what it sounds like, but a lot of inner work is what I recommend people to do.
Okay.
I feel like there's always inner work to be done, and there's always going to be inner work to be done. So that's just gonna happen. But business-wise, I just plan to continue to do what I'm currently doing, which is putting my, love for cooking into my work, and hopefully it continues to grow. And I can continue to help people, on the nutrition side. And if you want a cheap meal, then I'll have that too.
Yeah. How often do you go to the grocery store with all this meal prep? That's got to be a pain in the ass.
Much. It's crazy. I try to just keep one day. Like if I'm doing like the birria, well, that's like a whole different
Animal itself.
I gotta go to different
Places.
so many crazy places. And that's one day. And then for the meal preps, it's another day. And then I go to 3, 4, 5 places, and then another
God. You spent about a couple of hours, huh?
3-4 hours.
That's probably like the
for the meal preps. The other day that we did the birria, though,
We were everywhere.
yeah, we were sitting there making phone calls, trying to get
Figure shit out.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of work.
It's
but
game day. You gotta make
It was game
place
day.
happen.
Yes, yes.
Damn, that sounds
yes.
like a pain in the ass. I personally
It's
don't like.
great though, because I feel like you meet people.
Yeah.
So
Create connections and stuff.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like you're networking. I enjoy it. Like
It is really fun doing
Yeah.
stuff like that.
yeah,
I
it's
hate
good.
doing
It's
groceries,
good.
especially at Walmart.
It-
Hell
I
no.
buy it a
It's
lot
been
faster
hectic,
though.
but
That's the cool part. That like before we were doing, let's say I don't know, when we were doing 300 meals, it would take us the same time that it took us to do the almost 800 meals. So
how
now,
long did it take you to do the 800 meals?
Oh my God, all day. Like, I mean, I would have to start, chopping it up Saturday, and then,
like Saturday night type shit. and
and then, just cook all day Sunday, and we were barely finishing time. Like, people were picking up, and I'm sitting here still making the orders. It was hectic. It's crazy. It's wild, but it got done.
So what
and
would you
now
say?
it
Like
gets
7
done
in the morning to 7 p.m., 8 p.m.
to about 8. Yeah.
It's an all-day thing. Meal prep day
Yeah.
is an all-day thing.
Yeah. No, and that's how my
Man.
mom wakes up at 4, 5 o'clock to start getting stuff ready. Like, I'm very grateful for my mom. She helps me a lot.
So you got like a little
I would
team.
need like 6
Yes.
blunts, 6, 7 blunts.
Yeah.
Si te contáramos our trips to the store.
Oh God. Yeah.
They're fun.
but- and I have
As
fun.
long as y'all enjoy, I mean.
Yes, and then I go
We do.
to the grocery stores. Either he goes with me sometimes, my sister goes with me. So, I mean, we just have fun. We'll eat on the
Yeah.
way. He said smoking blunts. I don't know about that. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, just changing the subject a little bit. I wanted to talk this in the previous podcast, but I forgot. Are y'all up to date with the Jada and Will Smith situation?
Yes. Yeah, what do you mean?
I'm
Yeah,
not really. I mean, I've gotten some of the, like, what happened, but not all
So
of
you watched it, right?
I did.
What's your opinion on it? Based on like
The
your
memes are fucking.
Okay,
guy Will, man.
let me tell you my opinion on that.
Sorry,
I'm
Will.
actually glad you asked because I've seen so much hate
Jada.
just in that entire relationship from other people, from the fans. I feel like, I mean, it's their marriage,
Right. I don't. Yeah.
I think it's something that you can work out if you want to be in that relationship, you know? There's only two people in a relationship and only they know what they go through and what, you know, we're all human. We make mistakes. And I just think it's, at the end of the day, it's their life. And I don't think people should have an opinion on a
Crazy
marriage that they are not
years
in.
later and shit.
But that's because I think based on what I've heard and like the research I've done is August in a podcast mentioned that in, I guess, entanglement.
Right.
He mentioned it, and then that's when it like blew up. Like, oh, wait a minute. So then Jada was like, "All right, I need to talk this out." Which to me,
so August was the one that kissed and told him.
well, he
Yeah.
did it to promote his album.
Oh,
Little bastard.
that's some lowball shit.
Because
And
I'm
he
talking
called
about-
it
I'm sorry.
entanglement?
Well, she called it entanglement.
Oh,
That's what
right.
Jada
It's
shit
on the,
sounds
it's on the
like.
video.
yeah.
Okay, that's why I
And
like
he's
to.
like,
He looks like a
you
fuck boy.
cheated.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. You're
so-
gonna do it to promote your album. Damn.
That's what it looked like based on the research I did, and it's like, damn, that's some fuck
That's
shit.
that
But,
do anything for clout type.
Yeah.
right, so like
Your
he-
talent should have proved
Well,
more for that
right.
for
The thing that I
promotion than
thought
what
was the most
Jada
fucked up
did.
about it is that they were helping him out, and then he's.
Well,
I read that he welcoming
Okay.
him in his home or
So,
something like that,
this
right?
This
And
is
then next thing
my
you know,
opinion and what I did.
Balls deep. That sucks, man.
What I've been able to analyze here is August had a drug addiction with Percocets and all
Yeah.
that good jazz, and they brought him in, and even Will was cool with it. Like, yeah, let's help this kid out. He was what's the name? Jaden's friend. So they're young, you know, and then in the process of that healing. You know, the guy just took advantage of, you know, Will and Jada already were having their issues and shit. They were like, all right, let's take a little break. And then-
What was it that he said though? He said, what was it? She said, you kicked me to the curb, and he said something. He said something dramatic, like, no, I
I was done. I was done.
I was
with
done
shit.
with you.
done with your ass.
Yeah.
There it is. I was like, wow.
Yeah, the way she said it was like when she said the entanglement, I was like, oh shit, because Will was like entanglement, and then you mean relationship? Like that would sound a lot better. I think that's what really sparked it, and
And then
everybody
she
was
starts
like,
laughing. That's the fucked up part.
yeah. So like that made her look bad. Everybody was like, oh no, man, like.
Fuck it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I at the end of the day, I think they shouldn't have gone public with it. They
Yeah.
could have just, you know, behind
That's
closed doors.
something that
just,
you do
you know,
between each other.
Like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen all the memes. Like, why? Why would you do that? You know, it's like
Yeah.
people
That
don't.
sucks.
Well,
to
they're
do that to
public
Will
figures,
Smith's,
so I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
TMZ.
You have to say
Fucking
stuff.
TMZ.
I mean, if it was eventually gonna come out,
I don't know. Now, with all that being said, it was a 13-minute video, and it had like it broke a record of views. Now, you being the family that they are, do you think they get hooked up on the views and causing? Because that's like the Red Table is like her bread and butter.
What is that? The red table.
That's her talk show. That's why.
Oh, that's their shit?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
her shit.
Oh,
That's
her.
her shit. You
I
know.
honestly feel like they don't need it though. Like I don't feel like they need it. I mean, unless she was trying to like give herself more views on her show,
Or do you
maybe.
think they were
but
maybe
I don't
doing
feel like
it
she
so
needed it.
other
I just feel like they
relationships get over
honestly
shit like
went
that? I don't
because there
know.
was probably stuff on the news that was being misinforming people, and maybe
because
that's why they
the
came
way
out.
in on the Red Table, and I'm not talking shit on Jada, but she just makes it seem like she's this perfect lady that likes to help everybody. And, you know, clearly they had this relationship with August, but I feel like
as my dad would say, le movió el tapete.
so
Que le da pan que no
with,
llore,
with
¿verdad?
that, with that situation, you know, it happened. You know,
She basically
homeboy
made a
left
nice
left the
lady.
nuts hanging out, and just
Fuck it.
it just happened. I feel like
Hey,
it's like
cousin.
I don't know.
Those are
If you're
sticky
Will,
situations.
what would you do if you were Will?
I don't think I could do that. I'd be gone. I'd be.
Well,
Living
I mean,
life.
they,
And then the
they've
last
had
thing
a
they
long
said-
relationship.
Yeah, the
that
last thing they
everybody
said.
was on that Jada and Will love, and now, I mean,
don't know about
this
that.
is a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, they're healing as people. I feel like
Yeah,
they
you can.
deserve. They're gonna have to sit back, take that reflection, and heal as people, and then heal that marriage. You know, they have every right to.
That's
You
their
know,
shit.
nobody else
Yeah.
has the right to judge
Me
them.
personally,
or
though,
anything.
I would just be. I think I would be gone.
Be gone.
I don't know.
It all depends on the situation, and yeah, but it's like
I feel like we can't really give our opinions on something that hasn't happened.
Occurred to us.
yeah.
Really?
I just analyzed the situation, and I was like, I don't know, but hopefully they can figure it out.
That sucks to be in that position. Like everybody's talking about your fucking.
Well, it's because
marriage and
everybody's
shit.
perspective on life is so differently. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can't change that view from somebody. You know, I
Yeah.
can sit here and try to tell you something, and then you
It's
try
like
to
the
tell me,
Bible.
but you can't change my perspective.
Right,
That's just
yeah.
my version of what life is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't know what they were going through. You know.
Yeah.
Well, they
what
said
they
that little
quiet.
bad boy thing, bad marriage for life. I was like, shit.
Who knows?
Rest
Best
in
of
peace,
blessings
soldier.
to them, and hopefully they can resolve their marriage out.
Yeah, 'cause they seem like good people, you know, especially Will. Like, Will seems like a good
Are you
guy.
guys religious or spiritual in any?
We definitely believe in God.
Yes, I do. I'm more of on a spiritual side. I do believe in God, but I sometimes I address to it as the universe and stuff like that. That's what I. That's
A
what
power
I,
above and-
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you
there's
read
always
the,
something.
Have you
to
read the
say.
Bible?
I have not read it in full. No,
Me neither.
no.
Me neither. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I grew up in the Catholic church.
I feel like I should though, or like
I grew up
even
in,
if just to know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up in the Catholic Church, and the most part, they always read the Bible at a certain point of the La Misa and stuff. But, yeah, like today I had this random, like, question. And it was just like while I was driving, and I'm like, so if humans were created by God, this is just me hypothetically speaking, like, how did the human know what to eat? What was the other thing? What to eat? What was the other thing? Like, just know how to, like, how everything works as far as, like,
Interact.
you know, like, hunt and,
Yeah.
like, shit like that. So how do you, like, you know,
Survival. I feel like.
Well, I guess God.
Like, you got there and, like-
God just gave you the gifts to do whatever.
you got there, you already knew, okay, I got it.
God definitely gives us the tools to do the
You do.
things that we need to do. We have to learn how to use them.
Yeah.
And that's where that inner work that I was talking to you about is what I mean. You know, you got to get to know yourself, be a little bit more intuitive, listen to yourself, you know, use that intuition. And I feel like that's what that was. I mean, but back then, you know, those are different times if we're
Right,
going to go
right.
back to
It's
then. You
just
know,
a lot of-
when humans learn how to do stuff, you know,
Right.
I think it was just based on survival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Instinct
I'm
shit.
going to die. Yeah, you just use instincts. But now I
mean-
feel like it's a lot different. But
Oh,
God
yeah.
does
Look
give
at
us
all
That's why
the
it has
tools.
to be a
Look
God.
at,
because, I
look
mean,
at all the technology that humans were able to create. I mean,
Yeah.
No, yeah,
So
I mean,
Advanced, it's crazy.
caveman days too.
we
I mean,
built all
there's
this. Like,
some
the
things-
human, you know, built
Yeah.
all of this, and it's crazy to just look back and be, like, see the progress. And a tornado can come and knock all this shit down, and within months, it's already back up. Like, yeah, it's quite the thing.
That's the more that's what we need. Thank you so much. That's what we
So
need to be more
yeah,
direct.
yeah, I think with all this craziness, it's always good to make sure you know, like
Yeah,
you said,
you
within
do.
yourself, and make sure
You
you're
do,
clear
because
mentally too.
I feel like a lot of people get so caught up in life. You know what I mean? Like they let so many emotions run through their bodies. I can tell you that, like me and how it worked with me. I always felt like my mind was going at it 100%, and I could never focus on doing anything that I was doing. You know what I mean? And so I started practicing like meditative work and stuff within me. I started like noticing a bunch of stuff in me, you know what I mean, that I needed to fix. And like, but the meditative work actually helped me clear my mind, you know, declutter those negative thoughts and being able to control that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that is very important for people to do, especially in quarantine, because a lot of people get caught up on social media. I mean, it's something that we're all gonna do, you know?
I know,
But
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
it's a
take
part
a
of us
break
at this
from
point,
that,
yeah.
like, seriously, if you take a break, where I was at maybe 2 to 3 years ago, I can tell you that it's not the same mindset that I have now. You know what I mean? And
how
I'm
were you able
thankful
to
for
get
that.
out of it? Because I mean, I get on it, but I don't get on it as much as I used to. And when I get on, it's most of the time to promote something,
Yeah,
share
same.
something, you know. So
Well, I mean, you just got to keep yourself busy. You know what I mean? I try to focus a lot more on what I'm doing and focus. And now I'm just more focused on myself, to be honest, than to be on social media. There's a lot of hate on social media.
A lot of negativity.
And it's a lot of negativity, and I just choose not to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'll share here some memes here and there, you know, like every other person. And I probably share some of the stupidest shit on there, but it's when I'm not doing
that's funny
something.
if it's funny, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and it doesn't affect
with
anybody.
it's my
It's
Facebook,
definitely
and it's whatever,
hilarious.
whatever entertains me. You know what
Right.
I mean? But I can tell you that the majority of my time, it's not spent there. You know, it used to be because I was more focused on that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But now I've taken back time and actually reflected on myself, and I do all this type of things at home, and then I'm just by myself. People need to learn how to be by themselves. I feel like there's a lot of people who don't.
In case there's an
Who take that
apocalypse
advantage.
and this coronavirus takes over and
Something.
they knock down all their cell towers and like you
Well,
know,
at least,
next thing you
at
know,
least if something was to happen to you, you can leave this earth knowing who you were
Yeah.
and be good with yourself. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people, once they learn how to do that, that's going to be something, a step forward for them. Even if they're starting a business, if they need goals, something like that, you know, can help you out. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand that.
That's one thing that Joe Rogan was saying, that doing other difficult shit helps him in his business,
Correct.
even though it has nothing to do with his business, like
Correct.
working out. It still makes him
Correct.
just go harder overall. So
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to find ways to be able to evolve and become a better person. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
I watch, what's her name? Her name is Lisa Nichols, I think that's her name. And she says that some people want the convenience of change, but not the inconvenience of change. You know what I mean? They're not willing to
You gotta put
sacrifice
yourself
who they
in
are.
I don't wanna
uncomfortable
get
situation.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, they
Yes.
don't.
Yeah, you just
They
got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You know,
Correct.
what kind of meditation do you do, man?
I will sit through. I get on YouTube, dude. YouTube has access to a lot of things. You know what I mean? And there's I don't know what it's called, but they guided meditations. It can be 10 minutes a day. As long as you incorporate that, you're already doing something. You know what I mean? And you are able to control your thoughts. You are what you give out to the world, is what I like to say, is you are what you give out to the world. You know what I mean? And through meditative work, I was able to see that.
Makes you more mindful.
It makes you more aware of stuff that's going on around you. You know what I mean? I wasn't that aware back then. I was just around a lot of people, and I never understood what was I feeling. You know what I mean? I was always uncomfortable and big, like around a lot of people, and it was just like, oh, okay, now I know. Like, you know, just becoming more aware of what you're doing is gonna be a lot helpful for you.
so what impact has this whole situation and the Rona and yada yada has been like what? How has it impacted y'all?
Has it been in a negative way? I feel
No,
like it's been
I don't.
positive.
Positive? Okay. What are the positives in like your opinion?
The Rona, like, I haven't stopped working. We haven't, stopped doing what we have initially planned to do. You know, it hasn't
It
stopped
didn't
us from
fuck your
doing
plans
anything.
up.
It hasn't fucked, because we haven't let it either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
You've been able to adapt and overcome.
Yeah, because that's what
Okay.
you have to do in these times. If
Yeah.
you let that shit break you, it's going to. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you got to keep working, even
Yeah, I
though
think,
we're going through hard times. You can't let that affect you. You
Yeah.
let those negative thoughts
Yeah,
start
you
rolling
fucking-
in,
Yeah, and
and,
then
you
that-
start blaming the Rona for something that you could be
Yeah.
working on today. That's
Exactly.
you. Like, no,
it's,
that's not the
what
Rona.
Slaughter was saying. Like, if this didn't bring the hustle out in you, then you never had it in
Yeah.
you. So
This is the time where you need to be hustling, and that's what I've heard. That's what successful people have told me, and then that's just what I take.
right, you got to.
Yeah.
That you like with this time. I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of people that be like, damn. You're so mentally weak. Like a lot of people are mentally weak. Situations like this where they
Correct.
lose their job and they don't know what else to do because they've been either in a job for so damn long that when they were like, all right, we got to let you go, they're like, oh, I'm lost. Like they
Exactly.
don't know. That's
You
why
Sucks. I
dedicate
mean, it
yourself
does suck.
to a company for so long.
But and it's also hard to develop a second skill that you like, like you have the barbering, you do photography,
I
you
try
can
to
do
do different shit because I'm like, fuck, I
You
never
have
know
to.
what's gonna happen.
exactly. So that's very important.
But I think like y'all said, adapting, because I feel like if I lost every job I fucking had, at the very least, I'll go cut some yards or I'll fucking
something.
wash some cars, whatever. Like, yeah, you can make
Well,
some
see,
shit
and
crack.
also what these times could do, it could push you to work on a different craft. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't know how to do this. I might learn from something, and then it'll probably produce something. People never know. You just got to take that leap of faith and
with
just hope.
your shit, I'm pretty
gonna
sure that's how it
happen.
was. Like, you were like, I don't want a job, and then now you're fucking self-employed.
So
Yeah.
before the whole meal prep, did you used to work like in the accountant side of stuff, or
Yeah, I did accounting for a painting company.
yeah?
Was it like a 9 to 5 type thing though, or you just kind of
An 8 to 5 thing. But I mean,
you had a boss.
Yeah, and which he was a cool boss and everything, but I still don't like to be told what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It rubs
Like
you the wrong way.
where are you? And I'm like, well, I don't really like to get questioned. I feel like is my whole thing, but I mean,
Because I guess
did
if they
that.
are paying you, they can't tell you what to do. But
I mean, they
Yeah.
can. They're your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it goes back to like how he said, like you just get some type of vibe sometimes, or you feel things and it's like an uncomfortable feeling where you just don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And it got to like that point and I was like, I don't want to go back to that. Like, so I was like, I need to get it together and I need to start doing this. And it was actually the father of my child who would tell me, to start doing it, and I
He
feel
cooks too, huh?
yes, and he cooks really good.
Yeah, he does.
We keep telling him, he needs to start making
He
these
needs to start his
mariscos. You
little
had them.
Yeah, that I was cheating that day. He was like, he was peeling the shrimp. He was like, puta madre. He was like, I've done
Sounds
this shit
like
like 8 times today, bro.
Yeah,
but he pulled up though. He delivered.
They're really
yeah,
good.
Yeah, he
Hell yeah.
cooks really good.
Yeah, he does.
So as far as, because we talked about like, man, we need an accountant. So because it can be a pain in the ass when you start like opening a business
Yes. Uh-huh.
and just learning the taxes and all that good jazz. Are you very knowledgeable as far as that and how that works and what's the best option?
Yes.
What's the biggest fuck ups people make?
Yes, for sure. Like that's what I've always said that. I was like, an accountant can literally, like, if they wanted to like commit fraud, like you
Easy.
could totally do it, low key.
It happens all the time. With
I just
artists
feel
and
like
shit.
that's where like.
How
your
long did you do the
professionalism-
accounting?
I want to say I started in 2014.
14.
Yeah, and then I stopped.
You gained a lot of
2018.
Did you gain a lot of experience and
Yes,
you know
I
the
did. Uh-huh.
workarounds and shit like that?
Yeah,
Hell
yeah. It was, and I like I said, I like it. I feel like it's easy. For me, it's easy. But I feel like I've gotten to the point where even I fall behind in my books now because I feel like I have to focus on other.
Right, it's not your priority anymore.
No, definitely not. So now I'm just like, I feel like I need an accountant.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, accounting's great. Like it's just something.
Where do you-
Maybe I could have seen myself joining a big company or something, but no. After
What are these businesses like fuck up as far as like your experience and what you've been able to see?
I feel like there's a lot of like keeping your what do they call them?
Personal and business separated? I don't know.
No. Because I mean, the thing is that you can literally like write everything off, and make it somehow.
I
fit
didn't know.
your
I did
business.
my taxes this year and I did half regular job, half business. And the guy that did my taxes is a dick. He didn't even help me. He should have told me like, hey,
He didn't
put
tell
more.
you what he was doing and shit.
Put more on the money you made
So they
instead of
just
your
gave
expensive.
See, they kind of just give
Like
you tax
dick.
preparers give you just like a form, and you just have to you basically do the work for them. I feel like
hate
unless
that
you
shit.
unless you have an actual accountant, that you have hired, which I highly recommend because
You know one?
it's so much easier. I know a lot.
Okay, we need some business cards.
yeah. for
Yeah,
real.
but I mean that's what they and it's. I mean I don't know how to explain it. It's like an hourly type
Yeah.
thing. Where you would just literally give them all the information and they put it in your books for you and they organize it in the chart of accounts where it needs to go and they fix it and and then you just literally they give you this form and that's what you take to your tax preparer. So it's very easy. I feel like in the long run it's actually you'll save money to get an accountant and a bookkeeper. That's what it is, a bookkeeper. And it'll just save you.
Yeah, so
Have you guys
Definitely
read?
start doing that. If you start a business, keep track of everything, because I did it.
Yeah.
And my taxes were like a mess.
Yeah.
But that got figured out. Like I was telling you, you know, everything has a solution, you know, so don't stress over things like that. Just get it fixed.
Yeah.
Focus your energy on what you got to do, you know,
On what you
to
can
fix
do
this
to
problem.
fix the shit. 'Cause
Yes. Like I said, use your resources, you know, and network, and, you know, that's how you get it done.
Okay, yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
up. Yeah, we're definitely looking into the accounting side of stuff when it comes to opening a business, because we're looking at a couple of ideas that we got in mind. But the business side, when it comes to the taxes and calculating everything, can be a little intimidating. It's
Yes.
like, fuck. Like,
Yes.
because I've seen businesses pay a shit ton in taxes,
Uh-huh.
and so you're trying to avoid that stuff.
Have you guys read
Yeah.
the book Rich Dad Poor Dad?
No.
No.
Okay. That'd
We'll
be a
look
good
into
book
it
to-
then.
yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Especially if you don't like if you do accounting, you're gonna be like mind blown.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a good ass book. You can
Oh,
listen to it too. If you have like
I haven't
Amazon.
heard of it.
you might start finessing after this.
Yeah, you can. If you have Amazon Prime, you can download it with Audible.
Okay.
Get a free download, and it's
Cool.
one hell of a book. One hell of a book. Yes.
I'll have to look into it.
Um,
That Amazon Prime sure comes in handy.
Oh yeah, so beneficial.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn, Jeff Bezos out here, you know, just making that bread, you know.
Man,
Hell
literally,
yeah.
I was in the highway and I look and it's
Yeah.
like an Amazon truck. Boom, another one,
Yeah.
another one.
They're turning into this monopoly, man.
I read they're opening another facility here in Oklahoma City.
Tulsa, I think.
Yeah. Is it here? Is it in Tulsa? I don't know. I was
saw
reading
one that They
earlier.
were saying like Tulsa was gonna make another one. I don't know.
Yeah.
In Tyler.
That's
Amazon's
good, though,
everywhere.
shit, some jobs, shit.
I mean,
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
shopping on Amazon. Like it's
Yeah.
so
Very
convenient. 2-day
convenient now.
shipping, you know, the Prime especially something I use. So
Yeah.
I expect that check, Amazon, for that free promotion and shit. You know? Jeff, come on, bro.
Definitely.
Anything else you guys want to talk on? Any questions or?
No. I
You
don't-
guys have
I
any
don't
more
know.
questions? I mean,
If
maybe
you
that we can
guys could
answer.
go back 5 years, what would you do different?
Ooh, 5 years.
Let me think. How old am I? I was 23. What was I doing when I was 23? Oh, I mean, I don't know.
I just wish I maybe had the mindset that I have now back then and the awareness that I have now. If I could go back 5 years, that's what I would do. Definitely change out who
Yeah.
I was around and the decisions that I made.
I'm gonna.
But I don't regret them. It was fun times, but
yeah, because I was
I
gonna
would
say
change
More
that.
aware.
definitely.
I don't think I would change anything that I've ever done in my life. Because I feel like I am where I'm at, where
Because
I'm
of it.
supposed to be, because of everything that I've been through in my past.
Sometimes
I-
it prepares you. You never know. Sometimes what you go through years prior,
Yeah,
it
'cause
prepares
I
you
feel
to
like
where
I've
you're
been
at
asked
now.
that before, and that's what I've thought. You
Yeah.
know, like no, I just wouldn't change anything.
Okay, that's what's up.
I don't feel old. Remember we were talking about.
That's very
Yeah.
important, not to feel
Yes.
old. Like,
I mean, I
come on.
don't. I really don't. I'll sometimes joke around and be like, I'm old because everybody's so young. How old are you?
27.
I mean, you're not that young. I'm just kidding. But you know,
We're around the same age
I'm
group.
just kidding. But see, this-
We're all-
this-
Ya no, yendo madre también complica.
Yes.
Are the knees hurting? The
But
lower
that's what I'm
back?
talking about.
No, but I
good.
think you're right though about the 30 being your prime, because
Yes.
if you've already fucked up a bunch of times
Yes.
when you're 20, so
You know where
by
you're
the time
going.
you get to 30, yeah.
You
Crank
should.
it up.
I shouldn't say you know where you're going. You kind of have an idea as to where you're going.
you're
when
not so naive and stupid
Correct.
anymore.
Correct.
Yeah.
More aware.
Yes.
You're more
And,
aware, correct.
you're-
See, and I'm so grateful that, like, I'm 25, and I actually asked a lot of my friends who are older than me, you know, not just her, because like I have older friends than me, and if they see this, I love you guys. You guys are not that old, but I've asked them, when you were my age, were you thinking this way? Because sometimes I feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, is it okay? Like, am I thinking this way? Am I exaggerating? You know, I'm still young. You know, because a lot of people still tell me you're still young, Rodolfo, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but
'Cause, I mean-
I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. And no, they reassure me. They're like, that's good that you think that way, because I wasn't thinking that way. I'm barely getting this together, and I'm this old and stuff like this. So I feel like we're on a good a good track.
And it's so easy to let shit
path.
like years pass and pass and pass, and then you're just like, oh, I'm still young, I'm still young, I'm still young.
Exactly.
Still have that.
Because people take that
sense of
for
urge.
granted, time,
Yeah.
and what you're doing with your time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They take that for granted.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Well, shit. Anything else?
Man, I think that's it.
That's it. Anything else?
The website, I mean, one last time, just
Yeah,
throw
just
on the
let-
website.
yeah.
And
The website is www.mealprepbomb.com.
Mealprepbomb.com. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Social media, where can they find you?
Well, what social media? I'm just kidding.
I mean, if you got social media, Facebook.
We have a meal prep page on Facebook and on Instagram, and it's bomb.com meal preps. And then my personal social media is just Claribel Garcia on Instagram, on Facebook, which is where I post my workouts, if anybody's interested in that. And then the birreria I also have on Facebook and Instagram also, and it's Birreria El Güero. I believe it says LLC. I'm not sure, but I think if you just put Birreria El Güero, it'll pop up.
and is that gonna be like you guys are gonna be posted up somewhere or?
Well, we've been this last time we parked on 25th and Kentucky.
Okay.
I think we're gonna stay there. The next time that I have a sale. I don't know which part. Let me mention that because I've had so many messages about when we are going to sell, and I can't answer everybody. And there's not like a form I've looked, to see where I can just send a mass message, and I can't. So we're not open every day. We were, and actually, when you guys were talking about, the pandemic and all that actually did delay that for me. I just don't feel like it's the time to open that type of business, but I do want to get that food out there because I've had so many requests for it. Like I said, I announced that back in October of last year, and everybody keeps asking me for it. So I wanted to
Please
provide.
Yeah.
I like I said, I like to please the people. And so
That's awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and search them up, follow, support. One more thing that I just remembered now, because you mentioned, Rodolfo, that you went through depression and all that. What caused the depression, and what did you do to get out of it? Because I feel like mental health is a big thing, so we're trying to push it. Especially with people that you went through it and you got out of it. You look like you ready to kill shit now. You're determined and shit. So kind of talk to us about that.
The cause of it honestly, it was personal issues just that I was dealing with. I was married at the time. I was in a very unhappy marriage, and I had my daughters, you know what I mean? And it was so much that had happened. I have 2 daughters.
Two daughters? Okay.
Yes. And what the cause of the depression was just a bunch of personal stuff that I was just going through, you know what I mean? It was just life, and I wasn't happy, and I didn't know how to deal with most of those emotions, so it was just beating up myself all the time, dealing with a lot of guilt and regret maybe, and then all that just starts piling up, and you get tired. You know what I mean?
Like drinking and shit.
And I was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, I was drinking a lot, and man, those were the darkest times that I had ever lived. And I was just maybe 18, and then I was hella young.
Shit.
When I had my first daughter, I was 18, and the second one was born when I was about to be 22 years old. So I was exposed to a lot of things at a younger age, you know what I mean? And it's just stuff that had happened through my life that was causing this depression. One thing that was able to kind of liberate me from it was actually leaving that toxic relationship when I knew it was becoming way too toxic, was leaving. Because it was in the better benefit for my children and for myself.
And how long did this last?
This lasted up for 5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
So was it toxic from the get-go, or
it wasn't toxic from the get-go. It became toxic. Yeah. It like I said, there's a lot more to the story than this puts me in a vulnerable situation.
No,
so
you're good. You're good.
But it was just it wasn't toxic when it first started. It's just I started realizing things in myself that wasn't clicking, and I was like, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? But I had already had 2 children, and then it continued on when I became a single father and I was able to get my daughters. But that was the breakthrough right there, because I couldn't stand back anymore. I was like, no, dude, like like I said, I feel like I was put here for a purpose, and those little girls brought it out of me, and if it wasn't for them, I don't know what would have became of me, but I'm very grateful for them. I still have negative thoughts. Like, I can't say like, oh, I'm fully cured, because I feel like depression can always come back at any time, you know? It's just depending on how you react to that certain situations, and how aware you are really of what's going on. I've lived through so much already that I feel like I can pinpoint certain situations when they're happening, and I'm like, I choose not to react to this, you know what I mean? But a lot of the personal development helped me. Meditation has helped me. Getting to know myself, and a lot of self-love. You gotta love yourself a lot in anything that you're doing, and you gotta trust the process a lot. And I feel like a lot of people don't. And I know there's gonna be doubt. You're gonna suffer from anxiety sometimes, because I did. But it's just also facing your fears. You know what I mean? Anxiety is caused by that. By always worrying about the future. Maybe that's where you sit back and you stop doing that. You know what I mean? You really have to be mentally strong.
Your
because
daughters are probably like at that age of growing up.
Yes,
like,
I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. So I had no other choice. When I got my daughters, I was some 22-year-old fucking up probably in life, you know what I mean? But I was getting somewhere. It just wasn't where I wanted to be. But when I got them, having to learn how to get them ready for school, you know, do the little girl's hair, because I can tell you, like, I have to. My daughters come out with, they got to look fresh, because that's how I want them to be. You know what I mean? But it was pretty hard, you know, at the beginning, but now it's a lot easier.
Because you're so young, and then it's like,
correct. You don't even know what to do with yourself. Imagine raising 2 little human beings.
At that age, you're still young, and it's like, oh, crap.
Exactly. And my oldest daughter was 4 at the time, and the youngest one was 2. So I was barely learning how to put her through school, and I was coaching then too. Like, I was getting up at 4:30 to go coach. That's how I was able to, because of them. I was getting up at 4:30 to go coach at 5 in the morning, but my daughters were already ready, because I had to have my oldest daughter ready by 7 to go to school, and
so
she was already ready.
Full custody?
I don't have full custody. No, we share custody. Yeah, things have evolved through me and their mom, so it's a lot better now. But at that time, it was
What made you like just snap, bro, and just be like, "Fuck, I'm done with this"? Like that day, what made you just be like, "Man, I'm done"?
I
and
knew.
In a way, sorry for interrupting, but I think
yeah.
in a way that's a good that you guys are able to, like, even though y'all may like have this toxic and but it's good for the kids, like that, you know,
definitely.
It can affect them emotionally, because like
it's because that's a lot of things that some parents don't understand is whatever you do do it for your kids, but also know that what you don't do affects them. And being and staying in a relationship that way is traumatizing for a child, trust me, because I grew up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know the traumas that can be. So once I knew that, hey, I feel like getting aggressive, or she got aggressive, I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm not about to put this right there. And I have daughters. As a guy, I don't want my daughters ever to live something like that. You know what I mean? When they grow up, somebody feeling like a guy is going to be able to put their hands on my daughter, hell no. And you're definitely not going to see that from me. You know what I mean? I've changed the way that I speak because of my daughters. I treat them, I tell them all the time, hey, I'm working on my genuine skills, and I'll open the door for them and stuff like that. But because I have daughters, and I chose to make that difference. And if I would have been depressed, I feel like they would have suffered a lot more. And I just couldn't. And it wasn't in me. You know, I had already lived too much shit to be like, I'm going to let this bring me down. No, I had to fight. And it was a big fight, guys. And I do want to have a calling out there for my single parents to not give up, because man, it's hard when you got to get up so early and you got to take care of them and then go to work. Because like that was my schedule. I had to get up at 4:30, go coach by 5, drop one of them off at 7, then drop the other one at the babysitter and then go to work at 9 and then get out, feed them, shower them, and then do everything every day, constantly by myself. And it was like 22-year-old wanting to be rebel and shit. It was crazy because it was a battle within me. And I feel like once you are able to conquer that within yourself, yeah, I gotta stay in because it's a school night. It wasn't no
Gotta do
exactly and I feel like that's a big thing too. Like I said earlier, there's stuff that you go through life that prepares you for where you're gonna be. I had grown up already learning how to clean and cook, so that was easy for me when I got home. But taking care of them and learning how to emotionally be responsive to them was a big challenge for me because that was never given to me. And just raising my daughters was the big thing. And I beat myself up a lot for that. Yeah. I really did. But I was like, I can't stay here like this.
For actually being conscious with them, because I see it a lot where it's like, here's the tablet, or
exactly.
Let's go.
No, don't give in too much to the tablet, parents.
It feels like you're kind of programming them. I feel like to a certain degree you can give them the tablet, but
I hate seeing this.
See, there's very educational programs that you can do. I'm all for it.
It's all YouTube.
It's all YouTube. The kid will jump from video
YouTube
to video.
And the slime videos and the unboxing of these toys and these weird, because there's some weird shit on YouTube.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. My daughters feel like they're big TikTokers, and I love it because they're building their little personality, and I love bringing that creativeness out of them because at the end of the day you need to show your children that, and you need to support them.
Crazy too. These little kids do some cool shit. I'm
TikTok is
these kids are a different thing.
Give them 3 more years and I'm gonna be out of a job. And
if you really invest the time into the children, I promise you that'll probably be a big change. You know what I mean?
Right.
As anybody as big as you can get, always leave room for growth. They're gonna grow up one day. You can teach them anything, and they're gonna grow up and have their own mind of their own. But I feel like it all starts when they're little, and you just invest in it. You know what I mean? That's the best thing I can tell them. And to my single parents, and if you're going through depression, don't give up. I promise you there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to keep fighting.
Meditate, read some books.
Do something. Invest your time. And paint, dude. As just simply going and getting a white piece of paper, some markers and some colors, dude, I promise you can get creative like this, and it can help with certain things like that. That's what I do with my daughters. We're coloring, we're reading books. You just gotta get the
fuck out of that dark place, that dark room you're in, or that whatever the fuck it is.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
So right now you would say you're focusing on yourself.
Yes, I am. Relationships are so hard, man, because there's a lot of people who haven't healed for certain things, and it's like, I haven't even healed from it. There's some people who are willing to accept that person like that. I just, in my situation right now, I have daughters, and I'm very picky who gets to come into my life and who I share my daughters with. You know what I mean? They're always going to be first. And I'm not just going to bring someone random who has either unhealing to do still or healing to do, and traumatize my kids.
And then first of all, too, if they're gonna come, they have to accept your daughters.
Correct.
That's the first thing, right?
Yeah. That's the most important thing. As long as you know that my kids are first, and I'm good with the rest. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are very selfish. I've had it. Why don't you pay attention to me? Why don't you call me? Girl, I'm feeding my daughters. I'm over here gonna read a book and put them to bed.
Chill out.
I don't got time to be texting you all damn day. You know what I mean? And I feel like some people need to learn that, and some people need to learn how to be by themselves. I needed to learn to be by myself. You know what I mean? And know what I really want. You gotta love yourself so you can be able to love and give that love. Because if you don't love yourself, imagine you're gonna accept any kind of love to come be given to you,
right?
And that's not what I want. You know what I mean? I want people to love me for how I want to be loved, and I'm just learning how to do that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
What's up,
you
man?
have to learn how to do that, and that's just by being by yourself.
Yeah.
You're only gonna find that by yourself.
Finding yourself and keep
finding yourself.
Developing.
Self-love, man. A lot of people need to learn about that self-love.
Don't depend on somebody to bring you happiness.
Nobody's gonna give you nothing.
Awareness, I guess, comes with it, because if you don't have that shit,
it's not.
Nothing's gonna work.
And then make sure who you have around you. You know what I mean?
That's very important. We were gonna mention that actually too. the people that you guys have around you.
I love the homies though, man.
We love them, but you gotta love them from afar. You know what I mean? It's like I love you, but
Is it like-minded people? People that like to work out, stay healthy, they're positive, and
not just that. I feel like my relationships are. I like people who are willing to have conversations about fixing themselves and are aware of their insecurities and what they are willing to fix. You know what I mean? I love conversations like that. I feel like a person like that. I don't need them doing the same thing as me. No, I don't need
I
that.
don't need them doing
Just
the same thing either.
positive.
Just people that positive, exactly. Positivity. People that don't let the negative. I mean, like how he said earlier. We all have negative things in our life, and I'll help him. He'll help me. And it's kind of those types of people that I feel like you need to keep around because you can
That's
know.
what friends are for.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, like, I am. There's friends for la peda. There's friends, and sometimes there's way more friends para la peda than for real situations.
There's always
you
friends
you
for la
sneaky
peda.
sons of bitches.
you gotta be able to tell the difference on one, and then it's just certain shit that's gonna happen in your life when it's gonna pull that up. A lot of people like to blind it and like to play dumb. That's them, you know what I mean? But when you realize, like, hey, I got somebody, like, on this, like, with her, like, I'm always trying to help her, make her, like, better her, you know what I mean? So she can keep pushing, like, I'm out there and pinche está bien caliente en la taco truck, pero ahí ando, you know what I mean? Because I care for her that much, you know what I mean? And I believe in her dream, you know what I mean? And with the rest of my friends, I do the same thing. If they need me, I'm there, And you need those kinds of people around you. You really do.
And
like people that are gonna like fuel you, and not people that are just gonna be taking your energy.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because you gotta be careful with those people, because they are those people who are just energy suckers, and they're just there for that, man.
Yeah.
And you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Gotta be very careful.
That's important. Yeah, your circle is very important.
Protect yourself, so guys, a lot.
You also mentioned Claribel, that you have a kid, right? Is
Yes.
this your first one?
Yes.
How's that experience been for you? Kind of keeping that balance within entrepreneurship and.
It's been a roller coaster. That's how I'm gonna describe it. I feel like right now I try to find a balance, with everything, but I have to sometimes like push myself back and like prioritize things, because I feel like sometimes I do find myself so busy in like the business aspect,
You're on grind mode.
Yeah, that I'm like I want to spend more time with my son, so right now I feel like I'm trying. That's what the reason why I started these businesses was for me to have that freedom to do so. But man, they lie to you, because there's so much hours that you have to put into your business.
They lie to you.
Yeah.
I mean, like I always tell him,
You all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm over here choking on this water and shit. Sorry.
there's positive and negatives to owning a business, and I feel like I said, I find myself pausing and realizing, okay, this can be put on hold. I'm gonna go be with my son. But then, right now I'm still working on that. I'm trying to find the balance. I'm trying to do it. But definitely my number one priority is my son. I always make sure he's well taken care of. He's the happiest kid that I know. We all,
hilarious.
He's a great kid.
He is very hilarious. He is quite a character, actually. But he's a Gemini.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. So you're single, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what advice would you give to all the single mothers that like want to do something, whether it's the gym or like start their own business, and then they try to keep that balance within like kids, work, and try to do my own shit,
Yeah. I always I had the luxury of I was living with the father of my baby at the time, and like I said, he would push me, so he was paying all the bills, and it just got kind of hard, for us, and that's another reason why I pushed to start the business for the meal preps, I feel like it's something you just have to start doing. I seen a post actually earlier on Facebook of somebody that was saying that they wanted to get a job because their hustle wasn't,
I seen that. They were like, I think somebody commented like, if it was easy,
There was quite
everybody would do
there
it or
was
something.
there was
I like,
quite
damn,
a
what
few. Yeah, there was quite a few comments. I read a few too, but I just decided to keep scrolling because I was like you said, there's a lot of negativity on social media.
First comment.
Even when you start reading,
everybody would do it.
But
that's so like
Yeah,
energy
that's not
sucking.
the-
You can't be doing
Maybe
that.
that
but
person
I
needs
feel
some
like if that's the
motivation,
situation you're in, I mean, it's a blessing to have a job. First of all, you have to have
Don't quit on the main vision.
right,
Yeah.
right. You use that to basically pay for what it is that you want to do,
Yeah.
and then once it starts growing and it's going, depending upon you and the work you put into it. Because if you're just somebody that's going to sit around and just, nobody's buying for me, no, that's not how it works.
It's
you
like,
have to
oh,
work.
God.
You
You
have
still
to
have
go
to
be out
out.
there.
Like,
You
you
gotta-
still have to develop
talk to
that
people.
skill.
Yes,
and that,
yes.
You got to be out there. That's what it really comes down to.
And I feel like that's what was the hardest part for me, because I'm a person. I felt awkward like talking to people sometimes, but I feel like I've definitely grown in that area, and but it was a fear that I've always had. I didn't like to talk to people face to face. I was
gotta
very
get comfortable, 'cause
I don't know
and I
where
had to
read,
get comfortable.
But that's one of America's biggest fears, to talk in front of a crowd. I think it was like spiders or snakes or some shit.
Yeah.
And then the second was public speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I first started with my weddings, it was very uncomfortable because it's different people you don't know, and then you just got to stand up there and it becomes silent. And I was like, hold up.
I feel like it's just like this
You gotta
podcast,
control the
like
crowd,
every
basically.
podcast.
Yeah.
The first, I would say probably 10 minutes is like the awkward, because you're like, we don't know each other. We're trying to get into the groove of a regular conversation, and then after that, it just flows. And it's like with anything, like the more you get your name out there, you might be working out and, hey, Claribel, like, hey, I love your videos. I have some questions, and you gotta, get used to that kind of shit, because it happens,
And you got to remember that you're human, and don't beat yourself up. Don't be don't be so
perfect,
hard on
'cause
yourself.
there's no such thing.
And you're not going to be perfect.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to get up every day and do the same thing or do it differently. What didn't work out for you one day will, maybe work out for you the next. You never know. And you got to be open to criticism. That's what I've always told her. Take that in, whatever you are doing, and whatever you decide to do, but be open to it. A lot of people are very negative towards it, and they're
be
like,
prepared.
you're
Because
You
judging
can't take
me.
it personal.
No,
Right, be prepared,
you
because the
can't.
more success you get and become, the more hate's gonna come your way. So
Exactly.
you got to be like,
I've totally seen that.
Yeah.
Have you had any hate come your way already?
It's crazy.
already?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I mean, it was just the first.
It depends on how you want to look at it. If
It's
it's
just
pretty bad, I
perspective.
see it like, okay, they're looking, they took the time to comment, whatever
Correct.
it was, if
Yeah.
it was a comment.
What
Well,
was
we
it?
didn't pay attention.
So, yeah,
but
what was it though?
we're not gonna feel it. You know what I mean? It was what it was, and that's just what it was at that time. And it was some pretty. It made no
Just-
sense to what it
They
was.
just blasted you type shit.
Like criticizing you, the way you look, the way you worked out, or
I
was it a
just-
video? Was it a picture?
I mean, it's just been quite a few things, really. I mean, and it's mainly guys. That's the crazy
Ooh,
part.
yes.
What?
I'm like, y'all.
So
damn.
disrespectful.
Yes.
Because I've seen it. She
Hate
shows
from a
me
guy?
things. There's a lot of guys who will judge
Girls are actually
women,
very nice.
and girls are very nice, but some
To
men
me.
will
Yeah,
judge women way
Man,
overly too
girls
much.
looks like they have fun in the bathroom. Like
Yeah.
when they go to the club, like
Let's go.
fucking-
I gotta go take a piss, and then all of them are,
Yeah.
oh, let's
I
go,
mean-
girl, let's go. Like,
The guys are all twacked out in the men's bathroom. and shit.
Exactly.
oh shit.
No, but yeah, it's been some
No,
guys that
they'll-
are pretty hateful.
Yeah, and they'll
That
just-
is crazy. I would never
Some
imagine.
some of them aren't, all hateful. It's just everybody works. I just think everybody works out in different ways. There's not one specific way to deadlift. For example, there's many different, forms of deadlifting, and there's a person
those
that
are
thinks
those people
that
that
thinks,
no.
I'm gonna correct her.
The form lookers.
the form
And
police.
I really don't
The
reply
phone
because
police.
really,
don't
And then
everybody-
I'm like, I would like to see one of your videos. You know what I mean? Like,
For
let me
real,
see your
the
form,
other
bro.
day, we dropped the music video. Some dude was like, "The video's alright."
you need to work on the mixing and mastering or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
then I go to his page and he's like hasn't dropped anything. He has like some cheap ass Photoshop pictures and shit. I'm like, bro, like,
There was actually a comment, and I'm just gonna bring this one up because I was like, what? she shared. I actually don't remember if it was a guy or a girl, but they shared when I was gonna have the birria sale, right? And they just put, they're not good, they not good, and I was like, I mean, you still shared it. One, two, you haven't even tried them.
Yeah. Or there was other comments like people were like, "Oh, I make them better," or stuff like that.
And I was
Which I will say, we're not
that
the
social
best.
media for you.
I've never sat there and said ours are the best. No. That's
just trying
for
to run
the
a business
people.
here.
Yeah,
That's for the people to decide. I feel like everybody has their clientele, and just try them, and you decide if they're good or not. You know what I mean? And I mean, let us know. Give us a review. I mean, but for you to flat out just say they not good.
They not good.
I mean, I don't know where you had them that they weren't good, but it wasn't here.
Not the same.
As long as you don't let the hate get to you, because it's gonna come.
It's
even
gonna,
more.
especially when it's like with the masses and that.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, she would
People
send me
hate on Drake.
screenshots.
How can you hate on Drake?
she would send me screenshots of what was being said, and all I tell her was like, "Amiga, don't give in to that. We'll see Friday." You know what I mean? And a part of what some of the hate that she did get from some of the posts Friday, I think it spoke a lot for itself. You know what I mean? And that's what I told her. I was like, let's just focus on that. Yeah. Focus on the food. Focus on the people who was there. And these other people is just extra. You know what I mean?
Which is actually a good business.
God help them, and I hope they heal.
Which is actually a good business tip that he just gave. Focus on your product.
Yeah.
Focus on your price, on your customer service.
Yeah.
And just keep doing it. Really, that's how you grow a business.
Sir. Yeah, that's great ass advice. It's gonna.
You do.
Yeah, people just.
Who was it? Was it Wendy's or something that they were actually writing back to people? Like when people were talking shit
to like Burger King and stuff.
See, that's something I don't agree with.
No, you can't give into that.
You won't catch me replying to people.
Well, they don't give a fuck.
They're big. They're corporations. They don't give a fuck.
People just
they don't even own that Wendy's.
They just don't. It's something about it about the hate that just people take the time to. They'll watch your shit and then like find some way.
It's like
I feel like if you give into it, they're winning and you're feeding their ego and stuff like that. That's what they want. Exactly. I'm like, there's very unhappy people out there.
Trolls.
That's the exact reaction that they're looking for, and you're giving it to them.
They want your energy. They want to take that and they want to bring you down. Like, hey, come down here to my level.
Yeah. And you don't let that happen.
I just send you.
That's the devil working.
There's a lot of low vibration people out there. You got to keep them up in the high and be good.
I just send you those screenshots so we can laugh together.
Oh, we do laugh, and we laugh a lot. But I mean, it's just related to what the subject is. She doesn't. I don't see
behind the
everything.
scenes.
I see a lot from the behind the scenes. Yeah. But what I can tell you is this woman, she hustles a lot, and it's been a pleasure seeing her grow as whatever she's bringing up, and I can't wait to see what's in store for her. For you guys also, you guys, this is awesome.
I hate to say this, but it's hard to find women that are fucking grinding. Mm-hmm. So
there's
plenty. There's plenty. There's plenty.
They're out there,
but we have a hard time fucking.
Exactly.
No, there's a couple.
If you have homegirls that are on their shit and whatever,
we do. We'll definitely recommend you some. There's definitely there's a couple. There's a lot of women who are running nutrition clubs around here. You know what I mean? And those are good. There's different girls doing different things in different businesses.
I know
there's makeup.
Few
there's hair. You know what I mean? Eyelashes. It's just women, who are working, and it's really amazing to see. Yeah, I'm very grateful because I'm friends with most of these women, and I've luckily have had the pleasure of having a lot of great women around me. Honestly,
That's what's up. Yeah,
great working women. All kinds of types of life of women. Yeah. I have friends that are that way,
like you said, women. A lot of women are like nice, like with.
I don't know. Some of these dudes be sleeping on these women.
Yeah. Well, I think it goes both ways. Yeah. Because it can either like they all can get along with each other, or it can be like
they're hating on each other.
Yeah, like I don't like her.
Well,
see, those are the immature women.
Hypocrisy is everywhere.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Man, you see that shit with dudes all the time.
Yeah, and it goes back to like when he said to use your intuition. And to go.
You can kind of sense it too.
I've never experienced that.
Exactly. You can sense the vibes. Definitely.
From like dabbing people up and like
those are the people that, like how he said, you know, you love them from afar.
Right. Keep them from a distance.
Yeah.
Keep the enemies
Keep them in
friends
that
close,
bucket
enemy
over there.
closer, I guess. But yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to, if we don't got anything else to talk about, we can just wrap it
That's
up.
good, man.
We appreciate you guys coming through. You guys are really onto big things. The mentality's there, the hustle's there, so y'all just keep growing.
I'm gonna have to tap in with the meals because
They're bomb. They're bomb.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
live up to the name.
Just be consistent with
I
it.
know, I hate it.
But don't tell
Why?
me. Don't tell me you
I
know.
like it, but it's just I'm a very like obsessive person, so if I do it, I gotta do it. If not, I just it's either all in or all out.
I seen a post one time where you said that you used to work out and
Oh yeah, I used to be all about that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had gotten like lost a lot of weight and stuff, huh?
Yeah, I
That's it.
lost probably like 40, 50 pounds and then lifted and
You
shit.
got, pretty cut.
so
yeah.
you know
he's
what you
saying-
got to do.
Yeah, he
I know
definitely
that.
knows.
I
Also-
just choose not to.
Also, another thing that I would tell people is just be careful what you manifest and how you speak to yourself and what you do speak out, because all of that becomes real, man. It really is.
Yeah.
And then be careful what you say to yourself, because if you can stop the negative thoughts, you can bring them in by just saying some stuff to yourself. So just be careful what you say to yourself and what you're manifesting.
Yeah, that's huge.
Positivity.
Yeah.
Positivity. Hell yeah.
You
Well,
have to.
once again, I appreciate y'all for coming through. You know,
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.